Yo, I've never seen any fan base in music take an L as hard as Drake fans are taking this Kendrick versus Drake beef. It would just be so much more admirable if Drake and Drake's fans just came out and was like, yo, good game, Kendrick. You got that round. You're a worthy opponent. See you next time. But all these mental gymnastics is just disgusting.
Hey, but what do you think of my assessment that the Drake side are the Republicans and the Kendrick side are the Democrats?
The Drake side are Republicans and the Kendrick side are Democrats. What are we talking about, bro?
Hey, yo, I just seen that, and I'm like, yo, listen, man, no matter what they say about Adam, man, this is why I do watch you, because you are logical. I actually agree with that wholeheartedly.
You're logical. Drake's fans are Republicans, Kendrick fans are Democrats. What does that even mean?
That was a great. When you said, I'm like, fuck. I wish I said that. Comes to like everybody who likes Kendrick, it's like, oh, let's, it's more of like a Democrat. By the way, they frame everybody who supports Drake as like how they talk about Trump supporters.
What? Everyone who likes Kendrick is Democrat, and we frame how we talk about Drake like Trump supporters? What the hell are you talking about? And Akademiks is someone who I usually respect. I'm gonna just give him the benefit of the doubt. He's drunk, it's late, he's saying anything, he's tired. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you guys are nuts, you guys are supporting this other bullshit. It's like, you're completely right with that, even though, you know what I mean?
Nuts. I think people look at Drake's, Drake just lost a rap beef. It's not that serious. It's not Republicans versus Democrats.
I just don't think that's the same correlation, but it's exactly how people see the hip hop.
Yeah, and I think that the counter narrative to a lot of the sort of elitism that has come along with what Kendrick has been putting out there is basically like, y'all are idealists who want music that isn't inherently reacting with the people to be more popular than the music that actually is reacting with the people.
What? Yo, this is word salad. Anyone in the comments, explain to me what he means, if you know. Maybe I'm just dumb, uneducated.
Y'all are idealists who want music that isn't inherently reacting with the people to be more popular than the music that actually is reacting with the people. Whereas if you're a Drake fan, you're just acknowledging like, yeah, all this shit that is really, apparently extremely popular with people, we think it is good. And we think that the fact that it is popular is enough of a reason for us to praise it.
For sure.
Even beyond our own personal
For sure.
What? What are they? Yo, what is he saying, bro? Please, someone help
I'm
me.
gonna tell you why a Kamala supporter is basically like a Kendrick fan, because essentially, if you are excited, and there's a bunch of people excited for Kamala, right?
Right.
Not realizing that maybe she wasn't a president, but she was pretty much in office for the last 4 years. She had a position in the administration, right? And they feel something's gonna change. Just like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Kendrick dropped that last song that nobody remembers.
Bingo.
He's like, yo, we gotta change hip hop,
He's talking about watch the party die.
and this is gonna happen. Here's the thing. Kendrick kind of says this every 4 years. It's changed.
What? Kendrick says we need to change hip hop every 4 years. So in 2018 or in 2020, when did he say that? And in 2018, when did he say that? And is that what even Watch the Party Die is about? Watch the Party Die is about the negative aspects of hip hop culture.
You know
Every
what I'm saying?
4 years.
Like, y'all really trying to shit on Lush's point, but Lush was making a great point.
Thank you, Ak.
No, I'm serious. He was making a great point about maybe potentially Kendrick gatekeeping. Yo, so if Kendrick has the pop out, features, gangs this and third, and then on the next song he says, yo, people who is doing bullshit in the communities, he's kind of almost describing gangs. He's saying, we got to get those people out of there. He doesn't necessarily support what he represents. Right? We don't see
That part I do agree with. Like the Kendrick, he has the gangs and the red and all that. But I think he does that for unity. But I do think it is a bit of a conundrum. It's like you're anti-gang in the Watch the Party Die song, but then you invite all gangs on the stage, like
even feature with other conscious rappers that are maybe like in the realm of his, if they don't have a name.
Yeah, where's the Russell feature? Where's the Russell feature, K-Dot?
I agree with that.
So now this is seeming like payola. It seems like they're being paid to say this. Where's the La Russell feature? Wasn't like 2 months ago y'all was on the Not Like Us jockstrap? Like, what has Kendrick done to make y'all switch? And who is La Russell? And why does Kendrick owe him a feature?
I agree with that wholehearted. But again, this is the thing, and for everybody who likes Kamala, It's about the feeling
Kamala,
of
what
what
are
they're
we-
saying that makes you feel good rather than actually believing things are going to change. Like right now, I think a lot of people support Kamala, but the thing is, she makes us feel good.
Trying to equate Kendrick Lamar with Kamala, this is just a piss poor analogy.
I don't know if she's going to do anything that's going to make it good, right? Trump doesn't make us feel good. And those people who like Kendrick, it kind of reminds them of that, yo, we're going back to this culture where bars matter. Yo, bars matter. We're going to go to this ethical culture where drill music is out of here. Like, he's kind of almost talked about that. What's that line he has in the song? He says like pillow talking, causing like culture wars or neighborhood.
So this is where Drake's fandom, and I'll just call it fandom just to keep it very light with Drake, makes a man who is usually very logical and sensical and reasonable, being Akademiks, his fandom with Drake starts to make him sound crazy. What the are you talking about? The past 4 minutes, what are you talking about?
Neighborhood wars, and he was kind of almost talking about the culture, which is, hey, listen, music is a 360 view. Whatever someone says in music, they go on an interview, they go on No Jumper, they talk about, but their life reflects that, and it's all like this 360 view of, yeah, if they're making drill music, yeah, something might happen in real life. He basically was saying, let's abolish it, except I don't think he just blowing hot air.
Yeah.
All smoke.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Because he could be doing a lot more to like institute the type of rap scene that he is apparently advocating for.
Shit, he didn't pop.
Kendrick could be doing more to institute what he's talking about in Watch the Party Die, which is abolishing certain parts of hip hop culture that are negative. This is just such a bad faith take. It sounds so stupid that you almost don't even want to dignify it with a proper response. Wise man told me don't argue with fools, because people from a distance can't tell who is who.
Pop out. He ain't helped nobody from the pop out as of late. We haven't seen nobody pop out with a Kendrick feature.
Jay-Z didn't help me no more. Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. Jay-Z. It's what Jay-Z says. Yo, the critiques about me is never what I did. It's about I didn't do enough for people. And then this is coming from Brick Baby though. If you value Brick Baby's opinion on hip hop, post it in the comments. I don't want to hear from, unless we're talking about what hood is beefing with what hood, or what the snitching politics are in court. I don't think anybody cares what Brick Baby has to say outside of those, especially not an opinion on hip hop. This is not like, Brick Baby is not someone you go to for an intellectual, analytical take, or, when we want to learn about gang politics, which we'll never want to do, we'll go to you though when we want to learn about that. But trying to talk about hip hop is crazy.
And if he were to put out a project and give a verse to any of those dudes who are up there, their career is all of a sudden like made off of that one
100%.
feature. And we don't really
Why is Kendrick responsible for that?
Matter of fact, we never even got that Not Like Us remix we were promised featuring LA rappers. What happened with that?
Where did Kendrick Lamar promise you a Not Like Us remix featuring LA rappers? Post it in the comments. I could be wrong. Where did he promise you that? Payola. Niggas start saying anything. Payola.
By the way, have we ever seen a rapper who basically used, and again, when I'm saying use, I'm not saying like it's predatorial, but he used culture, he used traditions, he used, the togetherness and the collectiveness and the unity of even some of the gangs within LA to get to the spot. Obviously, he did his own thing with the song. And
Kendrick didn't help me enough. He put me on the biggest stage I've ever been on in my life and put me in a music video, biggest I've ever been in my life, but he didn't put money in directly in my pocket. This is like I said, this doesn't really even require a response. It's so outrageous just coming out of their mouth. It doesn't even require like a serious response.
a lot of people say he wanted beef, but here's the thing.
A lot of people say he wanted beef. He did want to beef.
Guys in there, no one's like, yo, why you ain't tweet my album out? Yo, why you ain't just throw me up on the story? Why can't,
Because you
there's
begging.
0 requirements. Nothing.
No finger play.
Hip-hop history.
Yeah.
Usually when you get to that spot where you have all the Infinity Stones, people start with what you didn't do for them, as opposed to, I don't need nothing from you. I've never seen, I don't know if he feels it behind the scenes, like the handouts. Like, he's the only rapper I've never seen people expect handouts or expect him to repay any type of loyalty to.
Why does he owe anybody anything? Kendrick Lamar came up on bars. He came up with himself. He came up as himself. Like, the angle is crazy. Like, okay, this is like the stages. Let's pull up the stages of grief. Drake fans, you gotta get past this, bro. It's just a rap beef. It would be just so much more respectful if people was like, yo, good game, good beef. You had a great song. Yo, you did some stuff I didn't expect you to do. Good job. We'll see you next round if there's a next round. You're a worthy opponent, though. It's more respectful that way. These niggas are stuck in the stages of grief. They should be right here, acceptance. But now they're bargaining. They're like, whoa, Kendrick. First they were in denial. Well, Kendrick didn't win. Part 6, he said all lies. Drake doesn't have a daughter. They're denying. Bro, the beef, it's over, bro. Like, not like us, it's over. Then it turned into anger. Now they're bargaining. Well, Kendrick won, but why doesn't he help West Coast artists? When I say it out loud, it sounds foolish. When they say it, it sounds foolish. But when I break it down to bare bones, it's foolish. Yeah, Kendrick destroyed Drake in the rap beef that we've all been waiting for 15 years. But why doesn't Kendrick help West Coast artists? Why doesn't he tweet out West Coast artists' albums? It sounds foolish when I say it.
They don't even hold him to the same standard that they would expect of like a normal human being.
Facts.
Where you got Lil Baby that features on all this artist shit.
Cardi's sharing the platform with them, like LA, Greater LA, or like in Cali, that he could just like instantly make popular. Like, this is mainstream.
And this nigga is eating directly into the microphone. Like, yo, we don't want to hear you chew your food, brother. Like, come on, we got to be like some semblance of professionalism. Like,
bro, he can snap a finger. This is like Thanos with all 5 Infinity Stones, and he's like, I'll wait till Super Bowl till my album drops. Like, nothing. Like, if you ask why, you know, we haven't seen a little bit more progress on the West Coast, you gotta blame Kendrick a little bit. But here's the thing.
The reason we haven't seen progress on the West Coast is because of Kendrick Lamar. I'll say it again. Again, when I repeat it, it sounds crazy. When they say it, it sounds crazy. The reason we haven't seen progress on the West Coast is because of Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, Akademiks fandom regarding Drake is making him go from someone who's normally logical and reasonable to just sounding completely crazy. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro?
I was thinking about the Jesus thing too. They treat him like Jesus, right? Like, because okay, that's one thing I always say when I have an argument about religion is I'll say, listen, in the Bible, it's full of all these examples of God making his presence so unbelievably obvious, make it obvious to you that he exists. And people are like that with Kendrick too, where it's like we feel like it would make sense for him to take part in some pretty
Jesus, Kendrick, Kamala Harris. What?
And people think that he's so important that you can't even ask for the bare minimum.
Facts. Kendrick ain't getting nobody pregnant without fucking him. Period. You feel me? Like,
All right, they're trolling. You got me, Lush. Okay, I see. You're trolling. I see.
I gotta give Kendrick credit because Kendrick has somehow confused us and lied to us that he is the anti-industry. He's still the fight the power. I'm protesting in front of the police, stepping on people's necks. When in reality,
when has Kendrick ever said that? He's protesting in front of the police. He's anti-industry. When has he said that?
Make a point that Kendrick kind of seems like, in the large scheme of things, like he's part of the program. He just has the people's support. Like, I mean, the dude who usually has the talking points of Kendrick is the guy that gets none of the goddamn like opportunities. He's performing at the Super Bowl, right? He's performing at the Super Bowl. Yo, he's at every.
So now we use Kendrick's success against him. Well, you're not. Yo, Kendrick, you're not as honest as you say you are because you're successful and the industry likes you. You're performing at the Super Bowl, we use that against you. You got #1 hits, we use that against you. Before they would say, yo, Kendrick is not lit like Drake. He's not lit enough. Drake has more record sales. Oh, Kendrick, you got a Pulitzer. You win Grammys. You're like, this is so see-through,
Every Grammy Award for the last like 5 years, you have to realize the reason why even Drake stopped submitting his music because they would just give Kendrick a thing before this shit started.
The reason why Drake stopped submitting his albums for Grammys is because Kendrick kept winning
Kendrick, you got like 3 this week. All right, cool. So again, it's interesting how Kendrick has convinced us that he is anti-industry, while every industry facet that recognizes hip hop holds him up to a level and awards him and compliments him for being, this like deity.
Well, the reason I would assume if I accepted the notion that everyone views Kendrick as anti-industry, the reason they would think that is because of his music. Kendrick rarely does he just release a song where it just sounds like, oh, he's going the pop route, he's trying to get a radio single. Kendrick makes music that he wants to make, and then that music just gets popular. And I think that's why people, if they did, just accepting that framing, that's why people would view him as anti-industry. But the whole framing is already wrong.
And that's the greatest trick that Kendrick ever played, was convincing the world that in order to be a Drake fan, you also had to basically be anti-progress, you have to be basically like pro-ignorance in hip-hop. He's turned himself into a symbol of everything that is good in hip-hop.
What?
While realistically doing and living very little of that.
Well, and that's the craziest part, is he's basically, like you said, the Trump-Kamala comparison. If
Here
you're
we
a Trump
go.
supporter, you're a racist.
Yeah, so, exactly. It's the same exact trick, yeah.
Exactly.
I can't. Okay. Yo, these people are trolling me. I won't continue to be trolled. First of all, I don't know who goes to No Jumper for like hip hop talks. We go to No Jumper for mess, beefs, and I guess some people go there to learn what's happening in gang culture. We don't come here for serious hip hop conversations. We go here for mess. But I just think it's very disappointing, I would say, for Akademiks just to see him go down this path. Akademiks, even if he has a bias towards an artist, he's usually fair. He's usually fair, even if he's biased against them or for them. But there's something about Drake. It's like, this beef was like 4, 5, 6 months ago. It's over. You can go back to being normal. We don't have to do this whole Kendrick is Kamala Harris, Kendrick is Trump, and we don't have to do all this, bro. Like, the mental gymnastics this late into the game, still going on, is sad to see. Instead, you should be talking about Drake's failed attempts at singles, that 100 Gigs project were really only one song out of 100 gigabytes, one moment, one song stuck to the Hot 100. I think Drake still has a song on the Hot 100. It's probably not even top 50, maybe late 40s. I think that's why this act is lashing out like this. Because if Drake was just nailing with the hits after this beef, it would be a different conversation. Some people are sore losers, man. It's just a rap beef. Again, it would just be so much more respectful if Drake and Drake fans was just like, you know what? And I can't even blame Drake for this. It's the fans. If they was like, yo, good, man, that was a good round. You got us. Good job. Worthy opponent. We'll see y'all next time if it's next time. Y'all got that one. All these conspiracies. Why doesn't Kendrick give Lil Russell a feature, whoever that is? Why doesn't Kendrick create the industry that he is talking about on Watch the Party Night? But Kendrick has a Grammy. Therefore, he is the industry puppet. But it's rest. It's just a rap beef. And it's been over. So sad. So sad. But again, I'm not really disappointed by No Jumper because no one goes to No Jumper for like hip hop analysis or conversation. We go here for mess. You might go here for like porn stars, or like if you want to see niggas eat into the microphone on the podcast and get high on drugs. That's what we go there for. But it's more so the academic scene that it's like, bruh, keep your mind right, bruh. You're still a pillar in the hip hop industry. You're normally fair, even if you're biased. Come back to the earth. You gotta get past the stages of grief. You should be about right here. 4 or 5 months after the beef, you should be somewhere right here. Right now, you're like still here. Gotta move it along, man. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.